Hi everyone. As Zoe said, I'm Shannon. I'm Senior Case Manager at Lendology. And yeah, we're delighted to bring the session to you today, talking about our new affordable home improvement loan scheme in partnership with Cornwall Council. So just before I begin, I just wanted to mention that our partnership isn't just about finance. It's all about empowering homeowners, tackling fuel poverty, and helping Cornwall to move towards creating warmer, safer, and greener homes, while also supporting your journey to net zero. So today, I'm going to tell you a bit more about who Lendology are and how our council-backed loan scheme works, talking about the new home improvement loan scheme and how you or someone you know might benefit. My aim today is to ensure that you leave here feeling confident about how to access fair and affordable finance for essential home repairs and energy improvements. But as Zoe said, we've got Q&A at the end of the session, so if you've got any questions, we can go through all of those once I've finished the presentation. So who are we? I'm guessing most of you haven't heard of Lendology before, so I'll start from the very beginning. Lendology is a not-for-profit and B Corp certified social enterprise lender. So how we work is through partnerships with councils across the UK, providing fair, inclusive and human-focused finance to homeowners who may struggle to access mainstream credit. So unlike traditional lenders, what we do is look beyond credit scores, and every application is assessed personally and fairly. So all of our lending decisions are made by people for people rather than algorithms. We know that grants support some households, but not everyone qualifies, and that's where we come in, providing low-cost ethical loans to bridge the gap where grant funding alone isn't enough. So we've been around for around 20 years now. We're based in Somerset, so not too far from Cornwall. And gradually what we've been doing is partnering with more and more councils across the UK, ensuring that what we're able to offer isn't just a postcode lottery. So today we're working with 36 different local authorities, and each one of those council partners invests capital into a loan scheme that we manage on their behalf, and then we ensure that those funds are used responsibly and effectively. So essentially, every loan that we get out the door helps a family to live in a warmer and safer home and helps to build long-term community resilience. So what we've built is a sustainable and recyclable lending model. Loans are issued to residents, and as payments come in, those funds are recycled. They can be lent again and again to support new households. And this collaboration with Cornwall Council began last year in 2024, and the scheme has now grown significantly for 2025, hence our new exciting launch of the Home Improvement Loan Scheme. So although we're a not-for-profit and social enterprise lender, we are still fully regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, just like any other high street bank. But what makes us different is how we measure our success, and that's not by profit, but instead social and environmental impact. So we're a B Corp, we're carbon neutral, and we're also a member of Responsible Finance, which helps us to ensure that we offer fair and accessible responsible lending to those who need it most. So a bit more about how our model works then. Our lending model is built for long-term sustainability. So Cornwall Council invests capital into a pot that is managed by Lendology on their behalf. So we manage that money, and then as loans are repaid, that money goes straight back into the fund and is lent out again. So that helps more households year after year to be able to access low-cost finance to help them to improve their homes. So together what we're doing is partnering with councils, and already we've lent over 27 million, which has been recycled back into the loan scheme, supporting essential repairs and energy upgrades and home adaptations across the UK. So a bit more about our impact and our values. Our work is grounded in community impact, and we exist to make homes safer and healthier, reducing things like carbon emissions, supporting vulnerable and low-income households, and also helping to ensure long-term financial inclusion. We reinvest every pound into communities, not shareholders. I also just wanted to mention some feedback from our customers, because I think it's really important that it's not just us saying it. Our customers also kind of align with our approach of holistic lending, and often they're describing their experiences as kind and understanding and life-changing. And I believe that's because we really take the time to understand each person's situation holistically. And if a grant or local support scheme might also help, we would signpost them. So it might be that a loan isn't necessarily the right avenue for every person that comes to Lendology, but instead what we're doing is working really collaboratively with various organisations and agencies across the district to ensure that every person we speak to is getting the support that they need. So it's finance, but finance with empathy. We've spoken a little bit about how we measure our success through impact over profit. So I thought it was quite important to share a bit more about our social impact. So these figures were from our last social impact report. We are currently working on our latest report, so we're expecting the figures to be even greater this time round. But I think this really goes a long way in demonstrating the impact that our loan scheme is making. Through helping to generate social impact, we're helping to ease pressure on schemes like the NHS, ensuring that people can stay independently in their homes rather than relying on support through government and council schemes. So it's really important that we look at how each loan that gets out the door helps to improve someone's independence at home, physical improvements, their mental health. And a real standout figure in this report was the amount of people that we spoke to who reported a significant improvement in their mental health after taking out the loan. We know that talking about finance can be a huge burden for lots of people, but actually a lot of the people that we speak to start in almost crisis, and they've been living with a problem for quite a long time, and they've not been able to access finance, or they've not thought that they would be able to access finance. And their experience with Lendology has been far different to previous experiences that they've had with other lenders. And lots of these people are successful in obtaining finance through Lendology because we're able to offer such flexible and fair terms to support people who may otherwise fall through those gaps. So a bit about the growth over the last 12 months in Cornwall. We started out last year with our Green Home loan scheme, looking to help households across Cornwall with investing in green home measures. So any kind of home energy improvements and low carbon renewable measures such as heat pumps and solar panels, windows. And the scheme was immensely popular over Cornwall. We've helped lots of people to retrofit their homes and make really solid energy improvements to help cut their energy bills, and also help us to accelerate our journey to net zero. So it's been a really exciting time. But one of the things that we noticed is we were also getting lots of inquiries from households across Cornwall who just needed standard essential home repairs. So internal and external repairs, from new roofs to plumbing and electrics. So what we've been able to do over the last 12 months is work really closely with Cornwall Council to identify the need to expand the loan scheme. So we've been able to broaden the Green Home Scheme to our new Home Improvement Loan Scheme. So this means that more residents can qualify for a loan, more types of works are eligible, and it widens our support for essential repairs, energy efficiency, adaptations, and home safety. And this really contributes to our aligned mission with Cornwall Council to ensure that everyone has access to a home that is safe, warm, and suitable for their everyday needs. So this change is really exciting. It opens the door to people who traditionally might find that mainstream finance is inaccessible. We're now working with older homeowners, those on lower incomes, and those with long-term conditions as well. So the loan scheme really is here for everyone, but in particular those who won't be able to access finance elsewhere. So let me tell you a bit more then about our new loan scheme with Cornwall Council. First of all, the main goals of the loan scheme are to promote healthier homes, reducing energy bills, improved safety, and lower carbon emissions. So the way we're doing this is through introducing a new loan of up to 25,000 for homeowners, and landlords can access this as well, and then 10,000 for park home residents. So everyone across the county will receive the same fair and affordable fixed interest rate of 4%. There's a loan term of up to 10 years. So this means we can be really flexible in tailoring loans to everyone's individual needs by working up to that 10-year repayment term if we need to. And importantly, at Lendology, we don't charge any setup fees or early repayment charges. So the loan is fully flexible, and once it's been agreed, if you want to make overpayments or early settlement, you can do so without the worry of having to pay a hefty penalty fee. So every loan is assessed with affordability and creditworthiness, but with a personalised human review. And it's been really busy. The phones have been ringing every day over the first month of launch in October, and we had 63 new applications. So these are homeowners across Cornwall who are looking to access finance because they've not had this opportunity before. So what works can be funded over the loan schemes? I guess one of the biggest strengths of this new loan scheme is it's broad and it's flexible. So a few examples of some of the things that we can help you fund would be essential repairs. So if we're looking at external measures, it could be things like roofs and chimneys, damp, rot, structural issues. We also have the energy efficiency side of the scheme, so we can look at energy improvements. We can look at things like plumbing and electrical safety, and then also adaptations as well, so ensuring that homes are fit for purpose. I guess generally the loan scheme is here for anything that is essential in the home to help you live safe and independently. So if there's works that aren't on the screen now, still feel free to make an inquiry if there's something that you feel is really essential, and then we can work in collaboration with Cornwall Council to understand if the loan policy covers those type of works. So the loan scheme is open to owner-occupiers, so it's only available for homeowners in the private sector. We can also help private landlords and park home residents, but priority is given to households who are in fuel poverty, those who have children under the age of 16, and residents with long-term health issues or disabilities. Importantly, the scheme is not available for holiday lets or second homes. What we're here to do is help people to improve their homes, and we're here to help people who otherwise may be turned away from high street banks. So let's walk through the journey from start to finish. So the initial inquiry, you can contact Lendology over the phone, and you can speak to one of our dedicated case managers who will be able to tell you a bit more about how it works, and we can take your details over the phone to begin an application with you. Or you can use our online form, which is really popular. And that's a really great way of just giving us all the information up front to apply for a loan, and then we can begin the financial assessment straight away. We then carry out a human assessment to make sure that every loan is suitable and the proposed works meet with Cornwall Council's policy. So we're able to do this by looking at open banking data or bank statements to really understand what affordability there is for a loan. And then at the beginning of the process, we also do a soft credit search. So this means that we can understand all of your financial commitments, and any debts that you may have and how that might impact on affordability for the loan. We then ask that you provide quotes for the types of work that you're wishing to use the loan for, and then we would look to prepare a loan agreement for that exact amount that's required. And at that point, that's when we would look to tailor the loan to your needs and circumstances by playing around with that loan term to ensure that it's specific for you. We also do a hard credit search, so we do that at the very end of the process with your consent, and that helps us to ensure that our lending is responsible. And then we're able to get the loan agreement out to you. Once that's all been signed, the loan is in place and it's ready to go when you need it. Your contractor can carry out the works, and then when it comes to releasing funds, we can release it to you or your contractor. It's totally up to you, it's your decision. And we can also be quite flexible with deposits as well. So but basically you tell us what you need, and we can be there to ensure that everything is in place, taking out that stress of paying contractors, and having those funds ready. This model helps us to ensure that the project is safe and funded responsibly. So we wouldn't ever look to give you the full loan up front until the works have been done. And it just helps us to safeguard that capital on your behalf and on behalf of the council as well. One of the things I've not mentioned is really importantly is we are really flexible with who we can lend to. So it might be that you have existing debts, you might have a debt management plan, or you might be paying token payments to creditors. We can't always help if it's not responsible to do so, but it's not computer says no approach. So other kind of mainstream lenders might automatically say no because of your credit score being too low, or if you hold certain debts. But we're able to take a look and be quite flexible in our approach. So we would always encourage you to make an application if you are looking to make home improvements and you're a homeowner, and then we can work with you to understand if it's suitable for you. So just some feedback from some of our customers. We have fantastic feedback every month. If you wanted to look on our website or look online at FIFO, you can see some more of our customer feedback there. And finally, we've just got a short video, a 2-minute video to share with you. This is Paddy. Paddy had a green loan in Cornwall over the last 12 months, and we recently did an account piece with him just to find out a little bit more about his experience. So you've heard from me today, but now I'll hand over to Paddy.
It's Paddy. Just a driver. Yeah, we were having issues with the boiler. It was pretty old and ropey, so I knew it was time for a change. I was trying to get by year by year with an old gas boiler. I looked at my options. I thought if I could do away with the gas altogether, then I'm going to save money straight away. And you do think about costs. You think because it's quite a major purchase. It was Green Gem that I contacted, and they put me in touch with Lendology because the rate was lower, so it's 4% rather than the banks, which were all about 6%. You're not tied into like a lengthy agreement. The gas bill just disappeared overnight, so that would easily offset the repayments that I'm making into these. So it's actually cheaper for me to have a new one now than get rid of the gas and bring the lucky bills down. We're saving money there, so we can use it somewhere else. So yeah, it gives you more money to have a day out with the kids or whatever. So knowing that Lendology, backed by Cornwall Council, is actually helping, then it's nice we're getting something back, really. Especially for the working man. One less thing to worry about. Well, one quite a big thing that I don't have to worry about now. So anything financial that we don't have to worry about anymore is a good thing, isn't it? My carbon footprint is vastly reduced from the Lendology loan and going for this boiler. Whether you go for an air source heat pump boiler or solar panels, it's a good thing, isn't it? It's good for the environment. So yeah, it's just make you feel a little bit better inside.
So that's everything from me, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. I will hand back over to Zoe. And if anyone has any questions, yeah, I'm happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. So we do have a question. Bear with me, let me find it. So what if there are unforeseen costs during the work which increase the amount of the loan required?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and it's quite common that there can be unforeseen costs, especially in larger projects. We are really flexible, so when we do our initial financial assessment, we're able to confirm the maximum amount that we can lend. So if the initial works within that amount, and we're able to then kind of take the loan up to the maximum amount to cover those unforeseen costs, we can. So we can send out a new loan agreement and we can increase that loan if that's necessary. If we're unable to help, then that's when it can be a bit more problematic. But what we would always advise is trying to get at least 2 quotes at the very beginning, so that you, going into it, you've got an expectation of how much the works will be costed at.
Thank you. Hopefully that's answered your question, David. We have another one. Do you cover Mundic wall replacements? My answer to that would be yes, we can. It's a very common problem in Cornwall, and it would come under damp and mould, like you say, Helen, and there is the potential for structural collapse, so it is an essential repair. So yeah, I would say we would be able to help with that. Right, so question from Andy. Can you recommend a contractor at the point of loan?
No, unfortunately, we can't recommend contractors, but there are loads of really helpful databases online, like Check a Trade, where you can find contractors that have been vetted by trading standards. And there may be some advice on the Cornwall website as well, Zoe. Yeah. Finding contractors. So yeah, there's lots of support forums where you can find trusted contractors.
Yeah, on the council's website, within the trading standards area, there is a scheme called Buy with Confidence, and that has lists of contractors who our trading standards team have vetted, and they have to go through all of the insurance. They go through all of the checks, making sure that they've got the proper insurances, that they haven't had any complaints about shoddy workmanship or inappropriate behaviour, things like that. So we wouldn't be able to recommend anybody, but like Shannon says, we would encourage people to look on our website within the trading standards area at the Buy with Confidence scheme. And if you have any doubts or questions about a contractor, our trading standards team again will help. They will be able to point you in the direction of what to look for with contractors as well. So hopefully that answers your question, Andy. I hope. Does anybody else have any more questions? I want to say we've still got time. One thing I did want to say is if anybody wants to contact our team to discuss a home improvement loan, particularly for landlords, you know, because obviously we're the private sector housing team, we deal with landlords on a day-to-day basis, then you can contact us by email at psh@cornwall.gov.uk. Now I will put that into the chat. But you know, we can talk to landlords about what works they're planning on doing. You know, it doesn't just have to be safety measures, it can be green improvements in rental properties as well, because obviously if you rent a property, you've got to have a valid EPC. So there's a lot of things that we can assist you with and discuss if you are interested in a loan for a tenanted property, and that covers HMOs as well as single family dwellings. Laura has put in the contact details for Lendology and the link to our web pages as well. That's in the chat function, not in the Q&A. I will put in, I'll do it right now as we're talking, our contact details as well. If you want to get in touch with our team to have a chat about it, you'll go through to our technical support team, but they'll be able to redirect it to one of our officers who can talk to you about what works you're thinking about, have a discussion about any issues that are currently ongoing in your property, and you know, just hopefully give you as much information as we can do to resolve the issues that you've got. We've not got any more questions come in. No, that's it for now. Now, I know people's time is precious when you're at work. Are people happy with what they've seen? Obviously, people can, like I say, get in contact with us if you do have any more questions. But Laura, do you feel this may be a good time to end the webinar, or shall we hang on for a few more minutes?
Yeah, I think this is a good time. Like you said, Zoe, you've got the PSH. Oh, Helen, jump in.
Sorry, that was by mistake.
Oh, no worries.
It's okay.
Yeah, you've given the PSH email address. I've given out the Lendology information. So just get in touch if you've got any more questions. Like I said, we've recorded this session, so we can send it out via the Eventbrite link, and we'll put it up on YouTube as well, so you can watch it back. Please refer friends, family members, customers, whoever. We've had a lot of interest, and we've also got an empty home loan that we'll be discussing a bit later at 1 o'clock, I believe, is that webinar. So you can sign up for that or watch the recording after that on YouTube as well. But yeah, I think this is a good time. If there's no more questions, we can end it.
Great, thank you.
Brilliant.
Lovely. Thank you, everybody,
Thanks,
for
everyone.
attending. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thanks everyone, bye.
Thank you.